Hey, what's up? I'm going to do another video on this Jeep JK. I always have videos to do on it because it's always broken somehow or another. It's pretty much a good car mechanically, but all the electronics, there isn't much inside. It's really just the engine management. Check engine lights are always on in these things. It's usually the evap, O2 sensor faults, and misfires. That's like the three top problems these things will have to throw on your check engine light, in my opinion. So what I have here is I had an O2 sensor fault primarily for the heater. And I chased my tail for a while. I replaced the O2 sensor because you think, oh, heater's in the O2 sensor, put that in. And I did that. And the one thing is I put in an aftermarket sensor. So after I actually fixed this car and it wasn't the O2 sensor, I was still chasing my tail because I put in a piece of junk and then it still felt, now what? So then I went and got the right O2 sensor, meaning factory type, and I learned a lesson: don't use cheap O2 sensors. So anyway, I think while I was looking for O2 sensors, I found these things where, okay, here it is. This is an O2 sensor extender. That's if you have your exhaust different than factory, where the car's wiring harness won't reach the plug on the O2 sensor. So now you find out you can't plug it in, and you got to do something. So I found these things on Amazon. eBay has them too. I bought them in packages of 4, too short, too long, and basically you could plug them in between the car's harness and your O2 sensor, and it adds the length that someone might need. In this case, what we're going to do is, I didn't even tell you the real problem yet. The real problem is a ground right on the side of this block. It's in a terrible spot to get to. It's below the exhaust manifold, and several different things ground to it. First of all, the battery cable grounds to it. That usually doesn't become a problem because it's a heavy cable, and there's a lot there to rot away. But every O2 sensor has an individual wire going to that same eyelet, and they're crimped together. And I believe that the air conditioner compressor is grounded there, and also the EGR valve. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you have problems you can't figure out there, you might be having a bad ground with them. So the problem is a bad ground. And what we're going to do is, when I found the problem, you can look up at the connector, which you could hardly see from underneath. You can't see it at all from the top. Unless you take out your inner fender well, I think you can look in and see it, which is probably the best way to get at it. But you still might have to cut some insulation away like I did. You cut some of the exhaust insulation, the heat insulation, and then fused it back together with some bolts, I think. It's been a long time since I did that one. But I don't know, I did this repair on my other Jeep. It's exactly the same year as this one. So this one I'm going to do, and I'm only going to do one of them for this video for the sake of time. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this between an O2 sensor and the harness on the vehicle, the body harness. And it's just going to be, at that point, it's just an extension. But what we're also going to do is we're going to locate the wire that would go down after it passes through the harness and all that. It goes down to that ground point, and it corrodes. And you'll see, if you live in an area where you have salt in winter and whatnot, and humidity and things, not the ideal place for things like that. And why they put that there, Jeep, I don't know. It's doomed to fail. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in, and we're going to cut that wire that would normally find its way all the way down to the side of the block, and we're going to ground it somewhere else. So I'm going to do this side over here since it's easier to see, and I believe I'm going to ground it to this alternator because that's all grounded to the block. And if it didn't have a good ground on the engine, it wouldn't crank over. So we're going to do that, and first thing I want to do is I want to clean this engine a little bit. It's pretty clean to start with, but It does have some film where I'm going to work, and I don't feel like wearing it, so I can avoid that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up with some of this Super Clean. Stuff works really good for degreasing. I'm just going to spray it everywhere. That's where I'm going to be working, down there primarily. Okay. And we'll let it dry and I'll make the repair. Okay, so this is the final phase of the video. So this is our pigtail or jumper, whatever you want to call it, that's going to go between the O2 sensor and the car's body harness. What I did was pin 2 that's on the O2 sensor goes into here, and then it would normally plug back into the body of the car. But what I did was I took this wire out, pulled it up from it, you can see the other end, and I cut it. And this is going back to the O2 sensor. It's very important that you get the right side, because this won't do anything. That's just going to go back to the crummy ground on the engine block. So this is what you want to do. You want to make sure the wire, where you cut it, you put your extension wire on that you're going to make your substitute ground, and make it go to the O2 sensor. So I'm about to plug that in now to the O2 sensor. You're not going to be able to see this, but it's down there, same place. Okay, so that's plugged in. All right, we got that plugged in. Now we find the other end, which is right here. That's the car's body harness. We're going to plug that in. Nice and tight. There we go. And you can see that this wire is going down to the O2 sensor. And I figure what I'm going to do is, after I do all 4, I think I'm going to bring them all up to the same ground, bring them across here, the ones from the other side, and the lower one down here, same thing, bring it up. And I might end up shortening this wire later, but for now it's going to go back here, and then I'm going to ground it to the alternator. Should be a good ground. Tension on the one I want out. Put that in. I apologize for the sound in this video. I actually watched a segment of it before I edited it, and I realized all the wind going on today, the noise, the traffic on the road, and when I couldn't get my microphone working today for some reason. I don't know if it's the camera, but I apologize for the crappy sound in some of this video. But that should pretty much completes it. Got our harness in. We got our substitute ground going to the O2 sensor, not back to the body. Okay, and that should be the end of that O2 sensor heater problem. It's normally reading something like, I think, high voltage when you see that, which doesn't make sense, but I guess the O2 sensor, maybe the control puts up more voltage when it has a crummy ground. But that's about it. I hope it helps people.